Thursday show, baby. One day away from Flame and Dragon Friday. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, though. Got a heck of a show for you today, as usual. Going to talk everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA playoffs, college football. Chris Marler from Saturday Down South is going to join us as well. And by the way, guys, I went on College Football Uncensored last night with them and totally forgot to give a shout out to the person I told I was going to give a shout out.
I forgive you.
That works here. Well, it wasn't you. I appreciate that, but it wasn't you. But it's somebody else, and I just realized I didn't do it.
How are you going to make up for that?
It's unforgivable.
I don't know. I'm going to have, when Chris gets on here, I'm going to have to ask him, like, hey, man, if I have to come on for 5 seconds and give that, for a week, I told this person I was going to give them a shout out because they listen to both shows. They really enjoy both shows. So I don't know. I just felt like I really let somebody down there, and I need to be better.
I forgive you.
Thank you again.
That person definitely doesn't forgive you.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to get.
I've heard already. David, we know.
I do.
You know, Dave. Pure of heart. A Russell Wilson in you. Right? But I don't know. I heard through the grapevine, Chris Marler, the person got in touch with him, he put a note on a bird's foot, and now that person hates you. So.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, I'm going to see him in probably less than an hour. So, it's like they say, all good things must come to an end, I guess. Speaking of all good things coming to an end, the Oakland A's are leaving for Vegas, joining the rest of the world fleeing California. The Grizzlies beat the Lakers despite missing Ja Morant, and the Panthers take Game 2 against the Boston Bruins on the road. I'm Jake Crain. It's the Thursday edition of Crain & Company, and we're super jacked and tan about it. Now, I know it feels like we still have 1 million games left in the Major League Baseball regular season. Well, probably because we do. But almost 20 games in, we have our early report card. And while the Rays are 16-3 after winning their first 13 games and looking good, it looks to me like the Atlanta Braves are the top team in baseball right now, Blaine.
Surprising.
Even with all the early injuries. But make no mistake about it. I'm a Braves fan, I'll admit that. We're all a fan of somebody. But there is a legitimate argument to be made for the Bravos. The Rays' strength of schedule hadn't exactly been Herculean, and neither has Atlanta's, I'll give you that. But when you compare the team's depth, the Braves have the upper hand. And here's the proof. Pitching-wise, Max Fried's bounced back, Kyle Wright is back, and their best closer, Iglesias, hasn't pitched in a game yet. On the flip side, Michael Harris hasn't been a full go really for most of the season so far. Shortstop Orlando Arcia got hurt. Vaughn Grissom's moving up. And Marcell Ozuna is the closest thing we have to an automatic out since the time I tried out for American Idol. Now, this could all change in a week. But so far, it's hard to say that there's a better team than Atlanta. This team has all of the essentials to make another run toward a World Series. They have power, consistent ball striking, elite fielding, and a once healthy pitching staff that should have an answer for every situation. Now, I'm sure my brother will come back with some BS about the Yankees and how it's a long season, and that's okay. There's a logical argument to be made for that. I get it. But either way you slice it, it's nice to have baseball back. And let's just hope that Professor Doofus, a.k.a. Rob Manfred, doesn't do anything to screw up what's shaping up to be a pretty fun year on the diamond.
Ooh. Can I play something for you?
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Just let it sink.
You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that.
Drink it in.
How dare you?
Drink it. Oh, am I offending you? Am I offending you?
I thought I was Professor Doofus for a second, so I was like, okay, cool.
No. Hey, you and Rob Manfred, y'all are going to be best friends one day.
I think y'all
are going to be best friends.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Gonna
Unless he comes, the only way we'll be friends is if Rod Manfred walks in here during a show, gets down on one knee and apologizes to me.
You want him to get down on one knee?
Yes.
And just propose?
Not both knees. I don't like that. One knee.
Maybe one.
Nice start.
Maybe he just comes in and says, hey, I'm sorry. You wouldn't take that? You take that.
I would probably take that.
You take that.
What if he just comes up and says, Jake, I know you hate me, but I don't hate you. You're a good guy.
I'm like, all right, Professor Doofus, get out. Why don't to go make the
Man, I love to hear you talking about the Braves this early in the morning, Jake.
I know.
I do think it's neck and neck, though, with the Rays.
It is.
Now. It's neck and neck. They're 16-3. The reason I would give the Braves the edge right now, the Braves' schedule, like you said, hasn't been that much more difficult.
Yeah.
But the Rays, here's who the Rays have beaten. Reds, Red Sox, and the A's, all last place in their respective divisions. Then when they played the Blue Jays, granted it was on the road, they did lose that series. So I'm interested to see how the Rays continue on into the season. Are they going to kind of come back to the middle of the pack, or will they continue this elite ball playing that they're doing? Then for the Braves, it's just the starting pitching staff with the injuries that I get worried about the most. Are you concerned with that?
I am. I mean, Ian Anderson's now out. We know Soroka. I mean, he's, I call Anthony Davis Mr. Glass, but Soroka's pretty close. But the Braves seem to always find a way. And I think battling through injury, battling through attrition, and the one positive about having a 162-game regular season is that's a long time for somebody to get healthy. Like, it's not like football where you play 12 games in a college regular season, or in some of these other sports where you don't have as many games. You have time to get healthy in Major League Baseball. We have the All-Star break, and you have the stretch run there toward the postseason. But again, when I look at all facets, I mean, I feel like Atlanta is the best team right now.
One more thing on the Braves. 12 of their games have been on the road so far this season. So when you look at the Rays, they're 10-0 at home, but they've had most of their games be at home. So the Braves, most of their games on the road, we'll see. Also, a shout-out to the Rangers right now.
Yeah, and the Brewers.
The Rangers, the Brewers, and the Diamondbacks right now. All three teams that have surprised me. Diamondbacks leading the NL West right now. I mean, good for them.
Y'all really wanted me to come on here and pick the Yankees, didn't you? Mm-hmm. But I didn't.
Really?
Going with the Rays. I mean, I think I would call you a homer, but I think there's a legitimate argument on the Braves being the best team in baseball right now. You can kind of nitpick this as many times as you want. It's too early to really tell anything. There's 1,000 games in this season. But right now, the Rays are first in runs, on base percentage, batting average, and slugging percentage when it comes to hitting. They're first in ERA when it comes to pitching, 8 in quality starts, second in whip. I look at that, and right now, I mean, it's hard for me not to go with the Rays. When you talk about the Braves, what is it with the Braves? It's just injuries, right? That's what you worry about when it comes to the Braves. Y'all's closer haven't thrown up an inning yet. So, look, with the guys that the Braves have, one, they're going to swing the stick at the plate. All right, well, they're on pace for a 122-win season right now. So I believe in the Braves. I believe in the Brew Crew, who's playing phenomenal right now. And I believe in the Rays. But it's going to take a lot of time. Yankees, I would say the Yankees are probably the 4th, 5th team best in baseball right now. That's what I would say. From a starting pitching standpoint, I'm not too overly excited. Long way to go, fellas.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, I don't want to make this seem like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction. This is how it's going to end.
Well, you did say the Braves are going to win the World Series.
I did. No, I did. That was before. We picked
it's
our
looking good.
We stand by that.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. That's what it's going to be.
We stand by that.
It's what it's going
also,
to be.
talking about the A's, they're leaving, huh?
Yes, the
Oakland
A's. Joining seems like a lot of people and leaving California. You had the mayor of Oakland come out and say that between, the A's organization talking about staying in Oakland or leaving to go to Vegas, he felt like they're going to Vegas. They're just using Oakland to try and ramp up the price, which makes sense. That's how business works. So Oakland's basically pulled out of negotiations, and the A's have signed a binding agreement to purchase land near the Las Vegas Strip where they intend to construct a major league ballpark, team president Dave Cavall said Wednesday night. So, again, nothing's ever done until it's officially done. But it's looking like the A's are going to Las Vegas. And you know what? Good for them. I hate it for the true A's fans in Oakland because I know they do have some. But if you look at attendance of A's games, I mean, they didn't give you a great reason to stay. You look at doing business in California in general right now. Why the hell would you want to do business in California? It's not just people that are fleeing. It's businesses that are fleeing. And this isn't a byproduct of something that just started happening last year, though. I don't want people to... This has been like a 20-year... exodus. It's just seemed like it's been so methodical and so slow, and it falls in a time where a lot of people, like I said, are leaving California.
It's weird that it's always the Oakland teams. You had the Raiders go to Las Vegas before, now the A's. And another thing is Las Vegas it strikes me as a tourist destination, right? So does Vegas, do they have enough residents to be able to support a lot of professional teams like this?
Oh, I think they can.
Or is it just a situation where if you're the Raiders now and the A's, you become one of the attractions for tourists coming in who just want to go to a football game.
Yeah,
if they're not a life.
Well, not even that. I think you're a byproduct of people that are going to Vegas saying, "Hey, let's go stay at the casino and we can go catch a Major League Baseball game." They go out there to gamble, go out there to have a great time. Now you're adding even more incentive to a place where there's already a ton of people. So you can go gamble, you can go watch an NFL game, you can go gamble, go watch a Major League Baseball game. And if you're the A's organization, what the hell do you have to lose?
Sure.
I think you aren't the first people to go to Las Vegas to try and make more money. I can promise you that. And there's a lot of people that go to Vegas and leave, get their ass handed to them. But I got a feeling this one's going to work out, man. I really do. I hope they do it the right way. I know they will. But it's a smart move for the A's organization.
Yeah, it looks like Vegas has more people, at least in Metro.
And from a gambling standpoint,
646,000.
Huge for them.
Yeah.
Oakland, 433,000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, look, give it a
There's going
try.
to be a lot of money flowing. A lot more than there was in Oakland.
Speaking about money flowing, if you want some money flowing and you like to bet on sports, we have the perfect destination for you. It's NBA playoff time. It's NHL playoff time. But with NBA, we have big hoops action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. And you can get in on the excitement of every game with the touch of a button because new customers can make a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA playoff game and score $150 in bonus bets if their team wins. And here's another offer for you. If you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and sign up with code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose. Scroll back. Let me read that again so everybody can understand this. It's a win-win situation. New customers, if you use our code BOOSTER at DraftKings Sportsbook right now, can bet $5, okay? That's 5 double cheeseburgers off the dollar menu and get $150 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose.
Ooh.
Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Woo! With code BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
5 double cheeseburgers off the menu. Don't play with me, son.
Yeah, I've never
eat
seen
all
a man
5.
What?
Eat more double cheeseburgers than this guy.
You saw me eat 20 McChicken nuggets the other day.
No, they used to confuse him for the Hamburglar back where we were.
My germs.
My germs.
My germs.
My germs. But no, go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with our code BOOSTER, like I said. But I mean, it's a great time to. You got UFC, golf, basketball, hockey, USFL,
What's not going on
XFL,
right
all
now?
that stuff. College baseball, I'm telling you.
Everything
baseball's
but
the
college
move.
football, basically.
Yeah.
You still have the XFL and USFL. That's professional.
Which I want.
I miss it.
I want.
I miss it.
I want.
College football, I
Bring it
want.
back.
It's right around the corner. Be here before you know it.
David, I want. All right, I want to go to the Booster Club.
All right, let's go to Sister Riggs. Coming in hot.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I knew
Says,
it.
don't worry, Rays fans. Now that Jake has monologued about the Braves, the curse is about to set in.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope not. Look, I'll be the first to say I don't want to Taylor Swift this thing. I don't want to be the problem. It's not me.
It's you.
No, it's not.
That's what Taylor Swift said.
No, it's not. You don't say that.
Go to Cones
You
High
also
Water.
said stuff about a white horse and also there was a lot of stuff.
Always race with you.
No.
Let's go to Cones High Water Pants. Before you said your favorite team, this is what he had to say.
Here we go.
I have faith that my boy Cone
Here we go.
knows the Rays are the best team in baseball right now. Let's scroll down to his donation, $10.
Oh boy.
I'm absolutely disgusted with this take.
All right, I'll pull my pants up a little higher.
Yes.
Just
Listen, for
you.
$100, I'll change my take.
Look, yeah, that's for you right
I
there.
can be
Cones
bought.
High water pants right there.
When it comes to this, I can be bought.
Look, they've played one team that's not last in their division, and they lost that series.
Hey, look, don't talk to me. Talk to your pants.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm talking to him. What do you want from me?
He says Rays have a record-tying win streak, best record, home run streak at 19 games, 12 hitters with multiple home runs, record run differential, and the list goes on.
Who'd they tie that
I
streak
get it.
on?
I get it. But
Who'd they
like,
tie that streak with?
yes, but like, here's my thing. So it's great. They've beat up on a lot of bad teams. All right, it's kind of a Leah Thomas situation early.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay,
Don't
I'm just saying they're a lot better. They're a lot better.
Wait.
Like,
Don't do that.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Y'all can get upset, digest it how you want. Take it, drink it in,
I don't like
digest it how you want.
digest.
But we're going to see.
Thomas.
And I know the Braves haven't had the strongest schedule.
Yeah, that brings me.
That Cardinals, the Cardinal sweep isn't looking as great as it did at the time.
Or the Padres, really. I mean, the Padres wins.
That's true, but Tatis's coming back now. Did you see the
Tatis
play
comes back today, right?
Yeah, did you see the play Manny Machado made yesterday?
What'd he do?
This throw, it was. I even tweeted about it. It's insane.
I can picture it in my mind.
It's a no-look throw to first while spinning.
I bet it was fast.
It was super fast. Manny Machado's just different, man.
I love it. Let's go to Tyler with the $5 donation. Taylor with the $5 donation. Excuse me. Says, what about any Cubs hype over here?
Okay,
hypey about the Cubs?
Listen.
Bellinger?
I thought it was, one of the most interesting things I've ever seen when Bellinger got a strike called on him on the pitch clock when he got a standing ovation returning back to the Dodgers. Somebody needs to have some situational awareness. But look, I've got no problem with the Cubs. All right, I'm not one of these people that hates the Cubs or they're 11-6. Okay, I know the Brewers are 14-5 right now, but to me, I've got to see it over long stretches for the Cubs, right? I've just something about the Cubs in the long term. To me, I don't trust. I don't know. Maybe because they didn't win a World Series for 300 years. Maybe that's why. But I'm excited to see it. I'm glad to see the Cubs doing well. I'm glad to see the Rangers doing well. So it's a long season, like we've said. You can make an argument for many teams, but there's some great storylines early in the Major League season.
And, they're getting overshadowed just a little bit by the Brewers. But the Pirates right there at 12-7, basically right there neck and neck with the Cubs in the Central. 3 teams in that division with double-digit wins, and one of them isn't the Cardinals. Imagine that. Then while we're talking about it, the AL East, the only division in baseball with 4 teams with double-digit wins. So the AL East, man, it is jam-packed over there.
For sure. One more, and then we're going to get to the
go back to
boost rapid fire.
Cones High Water Pants. $5 donation. Says, forget. You said you forgot 3 injured starting pitchers. Injured center
Talking about the Braves?
No, he's not.
Well, he's right.
Well,
injured center fielder, 6 shutout games. The Rays can't help who they play. They're destroying teams.
Hey, who on the show?
Not
Who on the show
by,
who
okay?
rode that streak? Who rode that streak with the Rays? I was riding it the whole time. Then who said they were going to lose when they lost?
Look. Well, you hop off after 1 loss?
No, I bet him again the next day and lost again.
Yeah, I did too.
All right, let's get to rapid fire.
Okay, rapid fire. Hold on, let me see if I have a button for that. There's
you
a button
should.
here for that. Pew, pew, pew. NBA playoffs, boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grizzlies, 103 over the Lakers, 93, and did it without Ja Morant. Your thoughts on this?
Had to have it. When you look at the Grizzlies without Ja, and I think, LeBron had it right. Tyus Jones, man. Maybe the most underrated player in the NBA right now. And it's not just scoring, but just the way they operate as a team with him running point. He's really, really dangerous, unbelievably efficient when you look at the numbers. But guys, if we're going to sit here and act like anybody saw this coming, I didn't see Tillman scoring 22 points. All right, I didn't see, not Kennard having 13 points, but those big moments. There's guys scoring out here making plays for the Grizzlies that a lot of people have never even heard of. So that it had to be a team effort without Ja. When your star goes out, and we saw this with the Bucks, when your star goes out, which make no mistake, Ja Morant is their star, it has to be a collective group effort by everybody to make up for it. And that's what I think you got with the Grizzlies. But not even talking about offensively, I think the defense was the reason Memphis won last night. Look at the amount of points they gave up. First quarter, you gave up 19. Second quarter, 25. Third quarter, 27. Fourth quarter, 22. The Lakers did not score 30 points in a quarter. And when you don't score 30 points in a quarter, you're probably not going to win. Or if you're going to give up that a low amount of points, you don't need to have Ja Morant going for 45 out there. So I want to give credit to the Grizzlies coaching staff and the role players for stepping up and taking on the moniker while Ja Morant was out. I think it shows you, and not just Ja Morant, right? Clark's out. Steven Adams is out. Hell, I won't be surprised the mascot got hurt last night.
Yeah.
So kudos to the Grizzlies.
Mascot
That was a nice
hard.
win.
The storyline to me is Xavier Tillman, right? They got, career high in points.
10 for 13.
22 points, 13 boards. And you look at the Lakers. Anthony Davis, where are you at? With 13 points, you go 4 for 14 with 8 boards. LeBron James outboards you. Can't happen. I think LeBron ended 28 and 12, which is okay for LeBron. But in the day, you're a star, Anthony Davis. You have to play like a star in the playoffs, game in and game out. I can understand, having kind of an off game, but 13 points, almost 40 minutes played, and only 8 boards. I mean, you had 5 blocks. If this Lakers team's going to make a run, all right, you at least have to have a 2-prong attack in Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and hope your role guys play good. Anthony Davis, you disappear, right? And which you kind of did. I saw you get blocked by some kid who looks like he's from Poland. All right, it's not going in for a dunk. Wasn't really excited about that. But if Anthony Davis doesn't show up this playoffs, you're not going to make it out probably this first series.
Sure.
But if you're the Lakers, you're excited. What? You split.
You got one.
Split, right?
You got one.
That's what I was thinking too. You split, but it does kind of hurt that you weren't able to get the one when Ja Morant wasn't playing. But to that point, Ja being out is always going to be a huge loss for the Grizzlies, but they've won games without him. 32-17.
Last year.
32-17 without Ja in the last 2 seasons. And remember, last year they went on that stretch where it was 14-2, 18-2, something like that right there.
There's also another silver lining for the Lakers. Rui Hachimura is a player.
He's unbelievable.
He dropped 20. Remember we talked about the first game? Maybe that was a fluke. Watching him yesterday, he went for 20 again. He went for 20, had a steal, 5 rebounds.
Reverse layups,
He played 32 minutes, went 7 of 12 and 2 of 4 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. If they get that from Rui and Anthony Davis, all Anthony Davis had to do yesterday was just have a typical Anthony Davis game, and the Lakers win. That I agree with Blaine.
I'm not surprised with the D'Angelo Russell 2 for 11. D'Lo will do that stuff.
Yeah.
That's D'Lo.
I'm not.
But you're Anthony Davis, right? You're supposed to be this top perennial talent in the NBA. I need to see more for you from a team that has their starting center out. And Steven Adams.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Look, and you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who's more critical of LeBron James than me when it comes to off-the-court stuff. But Dylan Brooks in his press conference after saying LeBron James is old, it was disrespectful to me.
Dylan Brooks is a clown. He's been a clown his whole career. If you watch NBA and you watch the antics of Dylan Brooks needs to worry about himself and what's going on in his own home front than worry about LeBron James. But anyway, they're always poking the great ones.
Yeah, well, I think there's some gamesmanship that goes along with this, but it's not the right gamesmanship. What do I mean by that? I think Dylan Brooks is trying to get into LeBron's head.
Good luck.
But you don't get into an old head's head like that by calling him old. What do you think? LeBron James would cry himself to sleep at night? He knows he's old. He feels it every day when he gets done playing. You got to come with something better than that. Maybe he's washed up. Maybe it's, or to say something. I think Dylan Brooks is trying because there are guys that do think these things on purpose. They say these things on purpose, try and get in somebody's head, to try and play the mind games. I just don't think Dylan Brooks is very good at it. That's the problem. Like Draymond Green, and we'll get to this, but Draymond Green, say what you want, he can get in guys' heads. We've seen Draymond Green get in guys' heads before. Mm-hmm. There's a way to do it and a way not to do it. I just don't think Dylan Brooks has figured out a way to do it. But we know it's grilling season now. And if you're looking for a way to basically have the greatest deal ever mixed with the greatest meat delivery company ever, well, we got the answer for you.
Tell me.
Good ranchers.
Boom.
Not bad ranchers, not okay ranchers, not average ranchers, not even ranchers. It's good ranchers, all right? We're a few months into the year already, and if you haven't changed the way you buy meat, you really need to. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why. First off, they're giving away free bacon for a year. That's a $240 value. I should really just stop the read there because it's such a great deal, okay? But guess what? Billy May style, there's more, okay? They offer you a price lock guarantee, just another great way to beat inflation because it's beating the heck out of us. Lastly, the product's unlike any other, all-natural burgers, USDA prime steaks, and better than organic chicken. They've changed my standard for great meat and grilling, and it'll change yours too. So use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, for $20 off your box. By the way, we got the Butcher's box coming.
Butcher's bundle coming, baby.
That. You get free bacon for a year, like I said, a secure price, and a bonus $20 off today with our promo code BOOSTER. That's BOOSTER. Go to goodranchers.com, spelled like it sounds. Goodranchers.com. Use that promo code BOOSTER. American meat delivered. Cone, Blaine, we love Good Ranchers. Mm-hmm. All we do is get Good Ranchers from top to bottom, man. It's really the best.
Baby. Win.
Yeah,
and the team that runs Good Ranchers was in here this week. They came into the studio. They're great people. They are fully committed to making sure that the meat you get from Good Ranchers is top tier. They're committed to their values. And a fun fact, they're sponsoring IndyCar.
Really?
They're
I did not know that.
IndyCar. They're going to have a Good Ranchers car, and they're going to send us a little model car soon for the set.
That's fantastic. And look, people think advertisements, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to. We actually really use this product. Like, it really is fantastic. And again, we've used it for so long. We've basically tried everything. But that Butcher's Box, go get that Butcher's Box. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
All right, so let's move on to the next game where there was a big injury. Bucks over the Heat, 138-122. The Bucks put up 81 in the first half without Giannis.
I mean, I think everybody on the team scored in double digits outside of like 3 guys who I've never heard of. When Joe Ingles and Pat Connaughton combined for almost 40 points, you know it was a good night. And I don't want to sound like a broken record. We just talked about this with the Grizzlies. But when you don't have your superstar, and they did not have Giannis, you need everybody to step up, and they all stepped up. Grayson Allen went for 16. Drew Holiday went for 24, had 11 assists and 5 rebounds. He had a day. Brook Lopez goes for 25 points. You had Chris Middleton scored 16, but had 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And then Bobby the Tortoise Portis, 13 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. Bobby Portis fills up a stat sheet now. It may not be the sexiest or flashiest way to play. Shout out to Arkansas. Bobby Portis, man, one of my favorite players in the NBA. I don't think he gets talked about enough.
I love that. Blaine, 138-122 victory, while the Bucks got outscored 17 in the fourth quarter.
You hit 25 threes. You're not going to lose a lot of games when you hit 25 threes, but this is the Bucks team we're used to seeing. Even without Giannis, you watch this Bucks team, they're just so balanced on both sides of the floor when it comes to defense and offense. They run a smooth system. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if, one, the Bucks start running away with the series, just from a talent and depth standpoint. I just don't know how long Jimmy Buckets, because Tyler Hero's out, correct? Broken hand?
Yep.
Broke something in his hand. I don't know how long Jimmy Buckets and Bam can do it by themselves.
They can't.
With a team like this.
No, they can't.
You run into the grind of the Bucks. Like, it has to suck, because one, the Bucks are physical. Get at you on the boards, physical on defense, can shoot well. Just to run a series with these guys is really going to take a toll on your stars. So if they're doing this without Giannis, they're going to be fine without him. But without Giannis, you can see they spread the floor a lot more, right? And that's where you saw the 25 threes come from. Brook Lopez can hit shots. He's a stretch 5. Dangerous team. The reason they're always in it, there's a reason we always talk about them when the end of the road comes.
I get it, but the Heat are just they take so much pride in their defense. I was surprised to see 81 in the first half.
25
with Giannis being out. Next one, Denver Nuggets 122-113 over the Timberwolves. Not only won, but they also covered.
Yes, and Jokic played.
Did he play?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
He played last night.
He didn't start though, did he? He did start.
Yeah.
Okay, so 27-9.
27-9 and 9, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Look, the Nuggets are the better team. We asked yesterday, what's the biggest gap when it comes to the NBA playoffs between the team that is the worst playing the team that's the best. I just think it's the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I know this game was a little bit tighter. They did cover, had them at 7.5. They won by 9. Just yeoman's work. Yeoman's work for the Nuggets. And, I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, he scored 10 points. I mean, Anthony Edwards, the only reason this game was even remotely
41.
close. I mean, it's only went for 41, had 3 blocks, 2 steals, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, played 42 minutes. This series, let's go and get this over. I'm just hoping for a Nuggets-Kings collision in the Western Conference Finals.
Is that what you want?
Western Conference Finals, you never saw coming, but you always needed.
So tonight, 76ers Nets.
Yep.
We got Kings Warriors. They're going to Golden State now. That series is 2-0. And then the Suns Clippers, they go to Los Angeles. That series is tied at 1 apiece. What do you guys think about tonight?
I think if you're the Nets, I mean, obviously you're down 2-0 first 2 series. The Warriors down 2-0, the Nets down 2-0. You got to have a win at home. I think there's a lot better chance of the Warriors getting a win at home tonight than there is the Brooklyn Nets, because I don't think the Nets can stop the Sixers. I just don't think they can stop them defensively. I don't think they're good enough defensively.
Warriors, even without Draymond, beat the Kings tonight?
Man, this is so tough. I would take the Warriors, but without Draymond, it's one of those things like I have to see it first. I know what I'm going to get from Steph and Clay, obviously, but I have to see the movement when it comes to the offense, because Draymond's a huge part when it comes to the movement of the Warriors.
They run that offense sometimes through
right,
him.
So I believe they're a favorite in this game. I think it's 5.5, 6, or something like that, which I'm not surprised at being at home. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings win this game. I think the Kings win this game and they end up splitting. But I do think the series is probably going to go 7. I really do.
You still think so?
Yeah, for sure. Well, when it comes to the Sixers and Nets, you just don't have enough. There's a reason you have to double Joel Embiid every time you come down the court. That gives up what? Transition threes. Suns Clippers is what I'm interested in now. You're back at the Clips, all right? Suns still a 2.5-point favorite in this game. Do the Suns start taking away the series a little bit? Are they going? Devin Booker got going, Katie? Because Kawhi, look, Kawhi's going to be Kawhi, but is Kawhi enough?
Well,
Russell Westbrook had a great game, and they still lost.
I wouldn't count on Russell Westbrook shooting that efficient for every game. Here's what it's going to come down to. How well do the Suns shoot the jump shot?
Sure.
Because that's their move. Like, if they either shoot well, and when I know people say, oh, that's obvious, but some teams can get away with not shooting well because they have slashers and guys that can really create. Not that Kevin Durant can't create. You do have creators, but what do they create? Jump shots. That's who they are. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant. DeAndre Ayton's really, your post presence down low. But again, you're either shooting well or you're not. And at this point, I mean, if this is a huge game for Phoenix. If you lose this one, and all of a sudden you're down 2-1 with another game at home for the Clippers with Kawhi. Kawhi can mess around and find out and drop a 50-piece on you when it matters. We've seen this movie before, so this is a huge one for Phoenix.
No doubt. All right, NHL playoffs, Hurricanes, man. Over the Islanders 4-3 in dramatic fashion overtime. Did you watch that one?
I did. Best game of the night last night. I picked the Canes to win it before it started. When you look at, again, it's not flashy, it's not beautiful, but defensively, you shut them out in the first period, you gave up 2 in the second, but you go into overtime and you get the dub when you have to have it. I don't think the Canes are playing great right now. I don't think that they've played their best hockey. I mean, when you look at it, and I'm not trying to knock the Islanders too much. I mean, it's playoff hockey. Hell, it's a fist fight. We know that. But I think the Canes are going to get through this series without playing well and then really, really kick it into gear for the rest of the way. So it was fun to watch. I really enjoyed it. It was my favorite game of the night because when you look, I know we're going to get to this, but the Panthers and Bruins, I mean, the Panthers really, in the third period just took the game.
Yep.
They just took the game from the Bruins. The Stars had to win this one against the Wild. That was a great bet by you yesterday. Whenever you have a team that's favored in the playoffs in a series format and they lose the first game of the series where the road team wins, you parlayed both of them, the Oilers and the Stars last night to do that, and they both hit. And I'm doing the same thing tonight with the Avalanche and the Maple Leafs.
Okay, so I'm staying away from both those, but I see where your head's at.
You see the theory of...
I'm going with the same theory with the Devils and Vegas tonight. So we're both thinking the same thing.
I'm telling you, just the odds of them going down 2-0, losing 2 at home back, and then you have to have it.
Yeah.
I mean, you look last night, I watched the Stars come out of the tunnel, and then the Oilers come out of the tunnel. There's a different
I felt good about
sense of urgency.
Yeah.
I thought that Oilers goalie was about to kill somebody going out in the ice.
And Connor McDavid, 0 points in game 1. He had only had 7 games this season where he had 0 points. So no goals, no assists, no nothing. So you knew he was going to come out.
So one of the announcers I was watching in between the into regulation where they were going to overtime with the Canes, and before the Oilers came on, he called him McJesus.
He did?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
But on the Bruins Panthers, the Florida Panthers are a really good hockey team. So them winning one of these games in Boston is not surprising. And if you're Boston, you understand you're not going to go through the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs undefeated. You're going to take losses. To be honest, you may not go through without being forced to play a game 7.
That's true, but here's where I would be worried a little bit if I was a Bruins fan. There were only 2 teams to beat the Bruins twice in the regular season. It was the Florida Panthers and the Ottawa Senators.
Gotcha.
So there are some teams, and we know this, if you've ever played and you've had a really good year, there's always some teams that there's just something about them. They either know how to play you or they really get up to play you or the personnel kind of gives them a little bit of an advantage. I'm not saying they're going to win the series, but if you're a Bruins fan, it's not like the Panthers just messed around and won the game.
No, they're a really good hockey team. What I'm saying is it may not be a bad thing to face a little adversity early here in the playoffs because they've skated so well into the playoffs here. Now, I understand the Avs last season blowing out the Preds 4-0 in that opening series and really just running away through the entire playoffs. That's one way to do it. I'm just saying with the Bruins, I wouldn't be too concerned here. Here's what I'd be worried about. You go on the road to Florida now. If you were to drop both of these and you're down 3-1 coming back, all that's going to be on your mindset is the President's Trophy curse. So you need to go get one or preferably both of these on the road. When you
go get the first one.
Yeah. So let's move on here. Major League Baseball. Max Scherzer tossed after a substance check. I don't get it anymore.
They said so. He said, and again, it's he said, she said. He said that it was rosin He had rosin on his hands. They asked him to go wash his hands. He washed his hand, and then there was rosin in his glove. They went back and forth like for 2 or 3 straight innings with Max Scherzer. And it's an automatic 10-game suspension.
10?
Automatic 10-game suspension when you get caught with, a sticky substance is what they called it. Let's watch the clip. Max said he said, "I swear on my kid's life, I'm not cheating."
Is that what he said?
Yeah. But you can tell.
Telling, and Bellino got involved that even though it's a new glove, it feels like the old glove.
They made him change his glove.
Max go back to the old glove,
and then they toss him. I'm going nuts if that's me. Here's my thing. If it's rosin, if you have a problem with rosin being on the hand or the glove, don't put it out on the field by the mound. Okay? I'm not a Mets fan. We all know that. But I'm a baseball fan, and I have Max Scherzer on my fantasy team. That's trash to me if it's rosin. If it wasn't, if you add, some sort of other substance, one of the, Vaseline, one of the many things that they find, man, he's touching the hat, man, he's licking the hand a lot, then I get it. But we're talking about rosin, man. Like if it's rosin, then that's ridiculous. Don't put it. That's like saying don't do crystal meth and hand it and just putting meth on the front porch of a drug addict.
That is one analogy. So we're fine to change every rule in Major League Baseball. We're fine putting a runner on second base in extra innings to start the inning. We want to make the bases bigger and have a pinch runner. We're trying out all sorts of stuff, but the pitcher can't go out there with a little something sticky on his finger. Put pine tar all the way up the bat. I've already said this. Put pine tar all over your hand. Go out there with Stickum spray. I don't care. Let's get on with the game.
Yeah, I hate this rule.
Hey, look, y'all know where I stand. Look, this is, I want more substances. We don't have enough. No, we're throwing Max Scherzer out of this. First of all, if I was the umpire, I'd be deathly afraid to go up to Cat Eye and throw him out of a game for this.
For sure.
But no, baseball, stop. Something's like, you don't need to mess with that much. Quit making new Harry Potters. Like, we're not asking for this.
Yes.
No one's asking for this.
Yeah.
Please stop.
I think the kids say you're being too extra.
Yeah.
Y'all are being way too extra.
Way too extra. Let's stay on pitchers. Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw becomes the 117th pitcher to record 200 career victories, but nobody has reached that territory more efficiently. Kershaw's career regular season winning percentage sits at .694, the highest among those with 200 victories.
He was the best pitcher in baseball for a long time. I mean, it is hard to win 200 games in anything, let alone as a pitcher. To me, the two best curveballs I've ever seen in Major League Baseball are Clayton Kershaw and Barry Zito.
Barry had a nice one. I watched 35 minutes of straight nothing but Clayton Kershaw curveballs on YouTube.
Really?
It's
I was basically like, how I didn't, like, I was just like halfway through it. My stomach started
got vertigo.
hurting, saying next guy I know, I looked to my left, Leonardo was spinning stuff in my room. Like, it's disgusting. That's all I'm saying. It has to be so hard. And if you ever swung a baseball bat in your life, which somewhat of competitive pitching, like, it's hard to hit 80s, right? Just a fastball in general. Can you imagine getting up there, seeing 95 plus, then having to hit a 12-6 Clayton Kershaw curveball?
No, it's again.
You're out.
I'm out.
You hear the euphemism, the curveball's falling off the table. This one's falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and it just looks just like, kill me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, please hit me.
Yes.
Next thing you know, it's like, why is it at my shoes?
Next thing you know, you missed it. Your wife left you. The IRS is knocking on your door. Like, it's a life changer.
Your wife joined the IRS after she
and then knocked on your door.
knocked on your door.
And then you go to the dugout, and the only Gatorade they have is the purple one.
It's a bad situation, David. Why do you got to make it weird?
David,
Why do you got to make it
don't
weird?
bring them demons out of me today, okay?
We reported a couple months ago of the New Mexico State basketball team canceled their season for hazing gone wrong. Well, there's new information on the lawsuit today. So 2 former New Mexico State basketball players filed a lawsuit Wednesday alleging they were sexually assaulted by teammates and that their coaching staff and other administrators did nothing when they reported the assault. That was filed by Deuce Benjamin and another player who said 3 teammates forced them to pull down their pants below their ankles, then assaulted them. These are their teammates. And then the chancellor.
So this is what they're alleging.
This is what they're alleging in their lawsuit, and we already know that the chancellor at New Mexico State canceled the entire basketball season in February after Benjamin took his allegations to school police.
And again, this is alleged, but if that's true, and they did nothing when that was reported, I mean, how do you not end up in jail?
There's somebody's going to jail.
Somebody's going to, if that's true, somebody is going to jail. And when you really read into the report of what happened during the assault, because it gets into more detail, we're not going to go into that. I am shocked. I very rarely in today's world do things shock me with what I see. Reading this report, and I believe Jeff Goodman was when I saw it, put it on Twitter, it absolutely shook me and shocked me that could go on, that it would be allowed to go on, or that does go on a male team. I mean, think about it. It just...
How have we not heard more about this? If this was roles reversed, right? Say this happened to a couple females, this would be all over everywhere, right? But since it's guys, right? People don't really think of this happening to guys, so it's not as big as a story as it should be. This stuff's not funny. This can happen to guys. It's not a joke. Hopefully, everybody involved who knew about this, who didn't do anything, will face some sort of punishment. I mean,
and look, I'm all for, hey, the new guys, like they do with the rookies, hey, y'all are going to buy dinner this first time, or hey, we'll joke around, make fun of you, carry my bag or something up there. That's fine. We don't need to lose that, but taking it to an unbelievable extreme, and we see this too. We've seen it in fraternities and sororities, this hazing of people dying.
Yeah.
Like it's sick. Like I don't know another way to explain it other than sick. I want to win more than anybody, right? More than anybody. But the fact that a teammate, somebody that you're willing to go play with, to go struggle with and do the things that it takes to win together on and off the field, court, gridiron, whatever it is, the fact that you'd be willing to do that to another human being in general, I wouldn't do that to an animal. Like it's just awful. And when you read into it, like I said, we're not going to dive too deep into it, but it is absolutely shocking.
Tough news, man. We'll stay up to date on that. All right, last two things here. Purdue star center Zach Edey has declared for the NBA draft, so he's going to head out. 7-footer island.
Yep. I mean, he woke up from his 3-month hibernation after the season.
Got to send that little pup on.
Yeah.
Go live out there.
Yeah.
Look how far he's grown. Went from throwing spears in a cave to doing post hugs.
That's exactly right.
And the Steelers are set to trade for wide receiver Allen Robinson. You guys like this move?
I do. Give Kenny Pickett some weapons, man. I'll continue to say it. I like the core of Kenny Pickett, Najee Harris, George Pickens. Give him another guy. We know Claypool's gone. But no, I like it. Is Allen Robinson an elite player? No. Is he good enough to be able to take some attention away from other guys and give Kenny Pickett another option on the outside? Hell yeah, he is. And Allen Robinson's a pretty good blocker.
Allen Robinson kind of fell off a cliff a little bit.
With the Rams?
Yeah, which was surprising me. I mean, Allen was a true number one for a little bit there in his career. Man, I really like this Pittsburgh Steelers core. I really do. I'm pretty excited about it. Kenny Pickett. I believe in Kenny for some reason, maybe because he invented a fake slide. I don't know what it is. But I'm telling you, George Pickens is going to be a problem. These next couple of years, I don't think they threw it to him enough. Najee's that guy. He's a back who can do what? A back who can do both. Get you downhill and come out and catch a pass, run routes, the whole nine. I really like the Steelers core.
Get the O-line right.
That's what it starts with.
Got to get the O-line right.
Yeah, that's very true, and that nobody understands that more than Mike Tomlin and the Steelers organization. But George Pickens, as long as he can keep his head on straight, not get kicked out of games for fighting or doing stupid stuff, he can be a really, really, really elite player at this level. I mean, he's got about as strong as hands as I've seen on a wide receiver.
Yep.
Let's go. There was Jimbo Eagle with the donation earlier. It was about the NBA, so I was going to wait a little bit. $10 donation. Appreciate it, Jimbo. This question for Crain & Company. 2023 NBA playoffs are arguably the most competitive we've seen in our lifetimes. And no clear front runner. Isn't it a shame that Adam Silver has turned off so many traditional fans? Yeah,
and me and Gary Sheffield Jr. were talking about this on Twitter yesterday, and we kind of disagreed with why the NBA had kind of, the ratings were plummeting during the regular season. And he was talking about kind of the three-point line and how, different the game is now. My argument was that I think the NBA, and I bring this up with Draymond Green, the NBA has lost its physicality. All their stars are whiny babies mostly, and they pushed this huge political agenda that they then tried to walk back, and it turned off a ton of fans. There's people that already don't like the NBA regular season because they don't play defense. But back in the day, it was physical. That's why I find it absolutely mind-boggling that people will cry for physicality of the old days, the intensity of the old days, and yet they hate Draymond Green. Draymond Green is the closest thing we have to Dennis Rodman or any of those players back in the day. But they act like he's the worst thing for basketball ever. And I don't love Draymond Green. But I can't understand the line of thinking of, oh, I love the Bill Laimbeer and the Dennis Rodmans, where guys were literally fighting, like not talking trash or kicking each other. They were fighting, clotheslining each other on the way up to the rack. But yet, on the same hand, most of them cannot stand Draymond Green. Draymond Green's a punk. I feel like you're trying to have your cake and eat it.
He would be a Piston.
He would be a
been
Piston
an
for
old
sure.
school
And you know what?
Piston.
Draymond Green would fit in perfectly in that era.
I agree with you. The NBA, I'm more conflicted on the NBA than any other professional sport, just in terms of, me watching it at the pace that I used to back in the day. And I get people messaging me all the time saying similar things, like, hey, I'm a lifelong NBA fan. I don't watch it anymore. I can't stand the NBA. And I would say of those people who message me, maybe 15 to 20% do cite on the court play. I don't like the game these days. I don't like launching three-pointers up. I don't like the lack of physicality and things like that.
Flopping.
You and I were watching the game the other day, Blaine. That Lakers-Grizzlies game one, it was physical.
Bobby Portis and LeBron were fighting each other down the court.
Maybe there's a different mentality with the playoffs, but I'd say that other 80% is people messaging me saying, look, I can't stand the political agendas of the NBA anymore, and clearly this league has turned their back on Americans in favor of China and now India just because of their population growth.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the regular season, the refs just call it different because they want stars to be in the playoffs. That's what they want. They want longevity out of guys. When you get in the playoffs, it starts to get a little physical. Think about me. I always thought Draymond Green is a punk, and I've never been on the narrative like I want to see guys fighting. All right, I just want to watch basketball.
Wait, you don't want to see guys fighting?
But when it comes to the NBA, no.
But you want them to fight in Major League Baseball?
For sure, yeah. I don't think
Don't try to make it make sense.
Yeah.
No, it's different because baseball is not a contact sport, right? I mean, but basketball is.
Sliding home.
So there's a difference to guys coming down and fist fight. If you ever play basketball, there's nothing worse than playing a basketball game and the guy you're guarding doesn't know how to play defense. He's basically just fouling you every time you go down there. All right, I'm not trying to watch that. All right, when it comes to the playoffs, you can get a little bit more physical for sure. I'm fine with that. But I'm trying to watch basketball. All right, if I want to watch fighting, I'll just turn UFC on or pretend to like the WWE. So, one or the other.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
In the NBA, I want to watch basketball. When it comes to baseball, fight each other. Use steroids.
Where'd our friend Blaine go?
Yeah.
What do you
Where's
mean?
my brother?
I'm right here.
Hold on.
All are, but I'm right here.
Where's my brother?
I don't want people get kicked in the groins in basketball. Let's just watch basketball.
Did they
got
baseball? Bring the bat.
They got to you, didn't
Get
they?
the cleats, but show me the spikes. Like
Sold
I'm all
out.
for
to your
it.
phone?
No.
What did
There's enough phone stuff.
Where
going
did we
on.
go for my 13th birthday party?
I do not.
Please say
remember where I
Not him.
went.
You said
It's not
you've never
him.
been to
It's
a
not
Chuck E.
him.
Cheese, though.
Yeah, I've never.
Not
I
him.
don't even know what I did for my 13th birthday party.
It's definitely
have
not
my
him. You want to know why?
36th
Because we went to
birthday party.
Niffers on the lake.
You went to where?
Niffers.
That's probably 80. Probably not right.
That is right.
I don't think it is.
I tell you what.
I don't think it is. I think
All right.
I just made that up.
I'm
Although
gonna
Niffers on
check
the
your
lake is
hands.
phenomenal.
I'm going to check your hands. All right. But I do want to say, though, as my brother, you've been on this fitness kick, right?
Yeah,
Get
I
jacked.
took a gym pic yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
Feeling good about
I
it?
feel ashamed.
Well,
Look great.
and again, we have people out there that work out. I want to give a shout out to our boy Dave Dana as
Yes.
well. Almost 100 pounds down now. Shout
great,
out
baby.
D. He's been everywhere, man. He's been all over. But we all have the best intentions when it comes to sticking to a fitness routine. But it's tough. All right, those New Year's resolutions you made, we all know you didn't stick to them. But we have a way to help you get back on the right track. All right, because Fitbod is changing the game. Okay, the Fitbod app creates a personalized workout program tailored to your goals, fitness level, and available equipment. It learns from your previous workouts and adapts as you improve. But don't worry, Will Smith isn't gonna have to fight this robot at the end. The app switches up your exercises to avoid overtraining or burnout while keeping your workouts fresh and fun. And whether you work out in the weight room or your living room, or like Blaine, in the bottom of the apartment building, Fitbod has you covered. Learn new movements the right way with over 1,400 HD demonstration videos. Man, that's a lot. A full year of Fitbod is less than the cost of a single session with a personal trainer. Don't you want to work smarter while also working harder?
I love
This
it.
is the best way to do it. So keep your fitness habit up with a personalized workout program from Fitbod, Fitbod, and get 25% off your subscription or try the app for free at fitbod.me/booster, excuse me, before I choke to death live on YouTube. That's fitbod.me/booster for that 25% off. You may not fit in, but you'll have a Fitbod.
Man, we need to create a Booster Club challenge with the Fitbod or something.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Kind of like your
It'd be
wing
fun,
challenge.
you
How's that
know?
going?
The wing challenge?
Yeah.
Look, we got a ways to go, but we've been knocking them off.
You did when you came to the house last weekend. You added some to the total there.
I did.
How much is left in that bag I sent home with you?
Oh, those are gone. I ate them last night. But I'm down 12 right now, guys. I'm down 12.
Down 12?
But I was up 18 since moving to Nashville. So there's still
You are looking good.
There's still
man.
weight to
I can
slash.
see it in your face.
Good.
I can see it in your face. Fitbod will help you get down 12 more.
That's what I need.
I need 12.
How about that? All right, we got
got
Chris
12.
Marler from Saturday Down South coming on here very
Chris.
shortly. But for right now, let's get to the Booster Club.
Go to Cole Frink with a $10 donation.
Totally.
Appreciate it,
Thanks,
Cole.
buddy.
Says the Wild Stars game was really bad. As a Wild fan, I was hurting after the second period. Do you think Dean Evison will play Fleury again?
Well, first off, Marc-Andre Fleury may have the best name I've ever heard in hockey. I mean, if you just looked at me and said, okay, gun to your head, is Marc-Andre Fleury, if I had no idea anything about anything, is Marc-Andre Fleury good at playing hockey? I would 100% say yes. It's like if you looked at me and I didn't know anything that said Chipper Jones. All right, is he good at playing hockey? All right, good. Probably is. Good at playing baseball? I would say yes, he is. Names mean a lot. But last night, MAF wasn't doing it. They gave up 4 in the second, or they gave up 4 goals in the second period. He gave up 2. The Stars scored, I think, in like the first minute.
Yeah.
Like it was just bang, bang, and it was just downhill from there. I mean, you gave up 7, a touchdown. We talked about this. Blaine, the equivalent to getting a 45 piece with some French fries dropped on you in football.
Chicken.
They were out of it early. But I understand the question. Do you play him again between the two? Who are you going to play? But if you're the Wild, I'll go back and say what we said about the NBA. You got one on the road. Mm-hmm. You got the one you had to. Now you take it back to Minnesota. All right, you sleep in your own bed, you eat at your favorite place, and you try and snatch 2 and be up 3-1 going back to Dallas, which every Minnesota Wild fan in the world would take. If I would have told you that Minnesota was going to split with Dallas in the first 2, everybody would have taken that as well. Mm-hmm. Dallas is a damn good hockey team. And for the Wild to go in there, to sneak in there and get the first one was huge. So there are some questions for Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, it was bad. But you got to be able to regroup. These guys are professionals. One bad game doesn't make a career.
I still think that one's going 7.
Unless you're Bill Buckner.
You think so?
I think so.
All right, I love it. Hangman Hunter, $2 donation. He retracted his message, but I'm going to go the first thing you said under it. Start bench, cut. Blaine edition. All right,
okay.
Ready? Flaming Dragon. It's mid. Our Blaine with Dylan Mulvaney, which was fake.
Start bench cut.
Was
start
it
bench
fake
cut.
though, Blaine?
It wasn't fake. It wasn't fake. It was real. We all know it. What were the 3? Give me the 3 again.
Flaming Dragon.
Okay.
It's mid.
Okay.
And I think you know the third one.
You with Dylan? You and Dylon?
You didn't have to say it. You already knew it.
I'm gonna
You in
start.
the photo with Dylan Mulvaney.
I'm gonna start Flaming Dragon.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna bench its mid. And I'm going to cut you in that picture with Dylan Mulvaney.
Love it.
I've got the same thing.
Love that.
You have to cut that one.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
not
Flaming
real.
Dragon.
It's not real.
I wake up at least after seeing that
What's
picture.
not real about it? I really looked
the
at
entire
it.
thing.
I really looked at it.
Y'all
You
really
seem happy in that
made
photo.
it.
You seem
Yeah.
happy,
So
Blaine.
happy.
Why can't you
Y'all
just-
deep faked me. That's
No,
fine.
no.
That's
Look, if you
fine.
want- we'll start
I want
that
you
one
to
and not cut
question
it. If
every
you're
time
really
you
happy.
drink or eat something.
Here it is,
There it
right here.
is.
Look, that's a
You
real
already have
picture.
that.
That's a real picture.
look
How is it that
And you're
close
holding a
just
Bud
to
Light.
waiting for you just to put it on the screen?
You look so happy.
Blaine,
I'm going
we
to start
have
that
all
one,
photos of
Blaine.
you
First of
looking
all,
I'm starting that
First
one.
of all, didn't go to sandals. All right.
I don't know. It looks like you were
would
there.
never wear
how'd you
our
get that
glasses
shirt?
like that. All right. And my wingspan is a lot longer than that.
I don't know. This is
looks
how
real.
I
Why
wake
y'all
up.
blacking out?
I wake up at least a couple times in the middle of the night after seeing this picture like this.
Someone said the other day the black sensor bar should be moved down lower.
Oh my goodness! All right, what else we got?
All right, let's go to Cal Kennedy.
Rouse
What's
and
up?
technical difficulties right now with Chris.
That's that, guys. Crain Company. When the Aves move to Vegas,
Yeah.
should they change their names?
Do you change it to the Aces? I mean,
It's because they're in Vegas and they play cards.
yeah, but
They already have
WNBA?
You're crazy,
right?
man.
Isn't it a WNBA
The
team?
women's WNBA team?
I know.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that?
It's this whole other sport. that they
It's
play.
a sport?
Yeah.
You sure?
That's what I was told.
What would you name them? What would you name
I'll just
a
keep it the
Las
A's.
Vegas baseball?
Keep
The
it
Las
the
Vegas A's?
Keep it the A's.
The Anglers.
That
I
is
want the
awful.
athletic.
Like, what is it? What is that? Like they fishing?
The Vegas Blackjacks.
What about the Wolfpack?
Ooh.
The Vegas Blackjacks. The Wolfpack.
Like off
The Vegas
Hangover?
Flapjacks.
The Vegas, hey, we're
What about the
hungover.
Vegas Flapjacks?
Just okay.
And there's a waffle.
Are you? This isn't a
biscuits. What?
This isn't a minor league baseball team.
Don't come with the minor leagues.
You're done with the
You're
name
done.
stuff.
Yeah.
You're
You're done.
finished.
You're both done.
Thank you for playing.
All right, Sean Pennison, #guys, Crain Company. Who's worse, Roger Goodell or Manfred?
Oh gosh, this is awful. I'm going to say
Manfred.
Rob Manfred. Rob Manfred. To
It's
me,
close.
it is. I don't want either one of them. I would take Adam Silver over both of them in a second.
Again, when you say worse, I'm not saying they're not good at what the job is they're trying to execute. Clearly, they're good at that and signing TV deals. I just, as an American fan of sports, I feel more and more alienated from these professional leagues.
Yeah, Again, I think they're backroom guys. Like
That's what I'm
said.
saying.
I don't think they really love the game.
That's
I don't think they
a
do.
good way to put it.
I think they love the TV deals and being in charge. I mean, Roger Goodell
If
makes
that
40,
means getting rich in the next 10 years, then considering the health of the sport for the next 50 years, they'd much rather have the former.
That's exactly right.
All right, let's go to CB Dog 4. He says, who fell off quicker? Well, Barry Zito or Tim Lincecum?
That's a good one. I'll tell you
Both
somebody
great.
who's falling off right now, Madison Bumgarner. He's done. And I hate it because I've always loved Mad Bum. He's done. But I would say Lincecum was just always interesting, man. He had that funny wind-up, rode his bike to the baseball field every day. I would say Barry Zito to me because he did just fall off out of nowhere. I mean, they were both somewhat young. But, I mean, Lincecum was a star, but he wasn't. I mean, Barry Zito was, that Sports Illustrated, like big time. He kind of fell off, and now I think he just plays a guitar by his van on the beach. Which
Talking about Bumgarner, did you see the video of him this week when
With
he
the
was
Cubs
yelling?
guy?
Yeah, when he was yelling for what? Swinging hard? Like, aren't you supposed to swing hard?
That's he just for the noise and then looked at him.
No, well, Mad Bum is one of those guys where he's got to go out there angry.
Okay.
Like, he's got to invent a way to be angry. He's always done that. I've seen him yell at guys jogging at first.
We've talked about this on the show.
Yeah, we have.
People realize, or maybe don't realize, you have to be somewhat insane
You do.
to be a starting pitcher in the major league. Like, that guy he might look calm, but inside
What did Will Ferrell say on the SNL skit when they're in the hot tub? He's like, I know it looks calm on the surface, but underneath there's a lot happening. That's Madison Bumgarner.
That was when SNL was funny.
That was.
Let's go to 9 Mil Norm.
Here we
With
go.
a $5 donation.
Thank you, 9 Mil.
Can't wait to read this. It says, LOL, Dylan Mulblaney.
Wow.
And scene.
Whose comment is that?
Scene. 9 Mil Norm.
9 Mil
You've
Norm.
just become a
You won
legend.
the Booster Club today.
Yeah, you may have just won. You may have just won the internet for the day.
Dylan Mulblaney.
Yeah, look, mission accomplished. We still got another 34 minutes, but I mean,
That's almost as good as Stacey Blankles.
I can't. And I'm sat here trying to have a good time.
Blankles.
I'm sat here trying to have a good time. Can't you just go have a good time on the cruise?
I'm having a
Come
good
back.
you can't even go have a good time at Sandals.
Cruise, I come back, just all the collusion. And apparently there's collusion last Friday in Flaming Dragon Friday. The reason y'all hit the under.
What are you talking about?
No, what? No. I'll
Wait,
let
you know
I'll let
what
it go
I find?
tomorrow.
Here's how we
no.
here's
I'll let
how
it
we
go. No,
colluded.
that's fine.
We
you know what
mind
I
mouth.
get. You know what I find hilarious?
Yeah.
I get
How
it.
many times, just to show you the hypocritical and contradictory nature of my brother, how many times has he sit here and talked to you about all you do is cry about collusion, all you do is cry about collusion, but nobody cries about collusion more than this
Name
guy.
another time I've cried about collusion.
How many
all
times-
the time.
No.
How many times has the control booth phoned in here and said, yep, sorry, you guys said it, the overhit?
Because you said it.
Exactly. So this time we didn't say it. How's it collusion?
No, the fact that she's coming out every 3 minutes like, hey, guys, be careful, right? Be careful. Don't say anything. Don't say Flaming Dragon.
That's what a
This,
good
this,
head
and that.
coach does.
And I know why she did it. I know why all y'all were in on it together. Y'all just wanted to see the graphic.
Yeah, we
the
wanted
new
to see the
graphic
graphic.
Friday.
And I
That's
wanted
all
to
you
play
wanted.
every week.
That's all you
Now
wanted.
I
That's why you
know.
teamed up and did your little thing because you made a new graphic. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna get graphic.
I need to check your closet for any stored like personal and classified
you
information.
need to check your closet
Hillary.
surprise. It's me.
That would be a scary sight, man. Oh.
Don't worry. Next thing we know, Blaine's going to be on the board of Burisma. All right, what else we got?
All right, let's go to Cody W because it equals V. All right.
I've always wondered what that means, but I could take a guess.
Yes.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
There we go.
The A's have had that name since 1901 in Philly.
Oh,
and
gotta
also
keep
when
it.
they were in KC. Why would they change it?
Yeah, got to keep it. You've had it since 1901. Keep it. Nobody's pissed off about it. That's shocking. I'm shocked. They had a mascot back then that people aren't offended by today.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's go to Bradley Cogdale. He says, was Reggie Miller the greatest trash talker in the NBA?
God, he's up there. I think it's Larry Bird, though. When you
so?
when you hear the stories, like, because Larry Bird wasn't out there, like, talking, like, where everybody could hear. Like, he's, like, whispering in the ear, like, hey, we're going to the defender. Like, for the game-winning shot, he's like, we're going to throw this ball in. I'm going to be right here, and I'm going to shoot it over you and make it to win the game. And then he'd do it.
Yeah.
Like, you hear these old NBA stars talk about Larry Bird. It's a different. How about him as a rookie? Who was it?
It was
like
Pete Maravich.
Pete Maravich came in and was like, you're going to carry my bag. He's like, nah, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not carrying your bag. Like, I'm better than all of y'all. And he was.
What did he say? We talked about it. What did he say to him?
He said, Pete Maravich said something like,
Quit taking bad
you don't have
shots.
to take, you don't have to take bad shots. You can pass the ball. Or something.
And Larry was like, well, you would be, like, if you were good, then I wouldn't be getting doubled.
Yeah,
something
something like that.
Damn.
It's a
It's
pistol
true.
Pete.
So, yeah, enjoy your dribbling.
Let's go to Jacob O'Brien. He says, tax season is over, fellas. I'm finally back on the live chat.
There you go.
Love to see it.
Congrats,
Wow.
man. Glad to have you back.
I know how that
Hope everybody
busy
made it to
season
the
works,
taxes.
man.
By the way, I saw some. I don't want to start anything crazy, but I saw something that said there is no law in the United States where the average American worker in the private sector,
Sexter.
yeah,
All right.
in high school, that have to pay income tax. There's no law
Yeah,
where you have to pay income tax.
there's not.
They said they put in like the Wall Street Journal like $50,000 to anybody that can prove that you have to pay income tax.
You don't. It was invented after. I think it was the 13th Amendment, maybe, on
Keep
Jekyll
saying
Island.
that there's going to be a red dot.
Well, we're in
going out to
Tennessee.
your house.
We're in Tennessee. There's no income tax anyway.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the milkman?
Yeah. Yeah, Dad?
All right, let's go to Jimbo Eagle. I appreciate that. He says, Blaine is still the Daily Wire fantasy football champ. After all that collusion.
What?
Look who came out on
know.
top.
I tell you what.
This is how you know it's real. That's how you know
I
it's
don't
real.
know.
All right, let's get into a couple reactions
Hamlin
here. We're
going
having
down.
a little technical
On tomorrow.
deal with CM. You want to hop into some reactions?
Let's do it. Let's do some reactions.
get it.
First one, wrestling match. I think this was in Illinois. I wanted to show you guys this video and get your opinion.
Yeah.
Can y'all run this, please?
You missed that throw, dude.
All right, so they're getting up off the mat. They're going to the center where you shake hands. And oh boy, sucker punches him. I tell you what.
Guys, I'm just telling you.
And Blaine, you said if that's my son,
He just punched
if
him
that's
right
my
in the face.
son, I'm finding that kid's dad and I'm kicking his ass.
Okay, so that's what you said
Yeah.
too, right? You're going to find
You're going to pay the price.
Yeah, I
for
tweeted
it.
that when I saw it. Like, look, it's his fault. Like, because, like, if you, like, that should never, I understand getting upset in sports, but to get to a level like that, no one has ever stopped you and told you to calm your ass down, right? As a parent. So you do that, I'm fine. Either your dad, whoever's legal age for me over to take care of what I need to take care of. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
like
doing.
Run it one
that's-
more time. So I heard this kid was 14. Who did this? He lost. I guess he lost this round or this match or whatever. and
He's
then
a
he
punk.
Sucker punch. So I mean, at 14, at what point you say I'm not going after the dad? At what point are you go? Hey, you
not-
can dish
Nah,
it. Let's see if you can take it.
I'm not going after the kid because he is 14. I'm going after the kid through the legal process. That's what I'm doing. You will every time you try and get a job, they're gonna know about this. Every time you try and get into a college,
I don't know about
I'm gonna
today,
hit you
man.
where it hurts.
I don't know about
I'm gonna
today.
hit you where it hurts bad. That's what I'm gonna find. You will not hear the end from me, and I'll probably be after assaulting your father, probably be in jail with you. So
That's an adjust
I'm not
legal
leaving
system.
this
I
gym
don't
without
know.
catching
yeah,
a charge.
no, like look,
Sure,
you,
100%.
no flopping in there.
What if there's no father there? No family member.
Who's the closest friend?
Who's your
The
coach?
coach.
Yeah,
The coach gotta catch
somebody's paying the
I'm just,
piper.
as a father of a young child, and I haven't had to deal with anything like this with a 19-month-old son, but it's going to be difficult to restrain.
Look, and I'm
yourself
saying
and let
I
the
don't
legal
condone
process take
violence,
hold of it.
but I also don't let me or mine get beat up. Let's put it that way, because that right there is disgusting. And I agree with. I would say probably 99% of fathers would have the exact same reaction that me and Blaine would.
All right, Stephen A. Smith here. Stephen A. Smith had Clay Travis on his podcast this week and got a lot of backlash for it. You showed me this clip with Stephen A. Smith coming out. Talk about this.
Yeah, I am very hard on ESPN and the people that work there because there is no dissenting voices when it comes to issues that aren't just purely which team is better or whatever. It's always from one side. We all know what side they always push, but on the No Mercy Pod, I want to give Stephen A. Smith credit. As much as I can criticize, I will always give credit where credit is due. This is one of the reasons that I respect Stephen A. Smith, because regardless if you like him or not, Stephen A. Smith says what he thinks, and he is not afraid to debate or talk with anyone. And this just proved it because him and Clay Travis are both on opposite ends of the spectrum. Let's play this clip of Stephen A. talking about, and we'll get to the backlash after this, but let's play this clip.
You know, I watched the reaction to my conversation with Clay Travis, obviously a successor to Rush Limbaugh on his radio show. You got a lot of people that, you know, writing stories and, you know, alluding to problems because I sat down and had a conversation. These are the people who are a problem. I thoroughly enjoyed my conversation with Clay Travis. He has his opinions. I have mine. He expressed them cogently with clarity. You can agree or disagree. I have my opinions. That's what makes the world go round. That's what No Mercy's about. And that's what the hell it's going to stay about. Let me be very, very clear. I talk to everybody. I don't agree with a lot of people or a lot of things that people say. I don't believe that's a reason to hate them any more than I want that to be a reason for them to hate me. Listen to what I have to say. If my points are valid, man up, woman up, and admit it. If it's still wrong and you believe that in your heart, then say so. We move on. Because that's what I'm going to do.
Good for him, man.
That is American.
Yeah.
Not this, oh, I don't agree with you, so we're going to go show up and try and shut you down, or we're not even going to listen to your point. That is totalitarian. That is fascist. That's the biggest irony of all this is the people that shut down debate are exactly what they claim to be
exactly.
against. They're exactly that.
George Orwell told us that years ago.
Yeah, but we've seen it before, all the way going back to Germany in the 30s and 40s. What did they do? They would show up and shut down speech. There is nothing fascists love more than to shut down speech. And good for Stephen A. Smith and good for Clay Travis. That's American right there. And it's so hard for us to get anybody who doesn't agree with us on the men and women's sports front or that the NFL is overtly racist front to come on and debate it. They won't do it. But Stephen A. and Clay getting together is fantastic. It's a win for everybody. Because if you listen to the conversation, just like you listen to some of our conversations when we disagree about sports things, that it moves us forward. Dissent moves us forward. The most dangerous thing that we have in this country right now is not Republican, it's not Democrat, it's not conservative, it's not liberal. It's echo chambers and groupthink. Because when that happens, you are doomed. That's where whether you think we're in a constitutional republic or a democracy or both, that's where it dies. And it's so good to see this from Stephen A. and Clay. So just like I said, I will call out the stuff that I can't stand or the woke stuff that comes out of the four-letter network all the time because it spews out of there like a fire hose. But when something good happens and there's a little glimmer of hope and sanity, I will always applaud it. And I applaud these two men.
That's America right there. That's America in a nutshell. I just hope, one, I appreciate this, but I want the same guy on that podcast who goes on ESPN.
You're not going to see that.
Which that's what frustrates me.
So you think he's completely different?
Well, I feel like he fits the narrative on purpose. He won't go against it, especially the race baiting. Like he won't go against it. I don't think Stephen A. really thinks there's a racist system behind quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
I don't really think that. I don't think he'll say something against it.
I get torn on Stephen A. Smith because there are some things that Stephen A. Smith has said on First Take on ESPN that I would agree with your statement. More often than not, though, I do think he tries to call it like he sees it, right? Not all the time, and we call him out for that, just like Jake said. I feel like he does get on ESPN a lot of times and call things like he sees it, and I'll be applauding him for what he says. Again, I've only had one in-person interaction with Stephen A. Smith, and I've told you guys this before. At the SEC Championship, I think it was maybe 3 years ago, something like that. I watched this man go around the entire barricade in the fence where fans were and took a selfie with every single person until he got all the way into the backstage. Probably did that for 35, maybe 40 minutes. That's the only in-person interaction I've ever
That's
seen
all I
with
need
a
to
man.
see.
But
That'd be
I'll tell
all
you
I
what,
need to see.
A lot of people just, they just put their nose up to the wind and just walk right by people. He took a selfie with every person that asked to take a photo with him.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Good for Stephen A. You'd love to see it. Is that
All right.
Yeah.
Next reaction. We had there was Morgan Barron this week in hockey.
Dude.
75
can't watch
stitches
this.
he got after taking a skate to the face and came back in and played. Do we need to say anything else about hockey players, man?
Listen, I've heard a lot of cool stuff before. Okay, like a lot of guys. I mean, we know Willis Reed. There's some incredible stories. Michael Jordan, the flu game. Now I'm not comparing the flu to what happened here. This man took a skate to the face. Okay, they're not rollerblading. Okay, this isn't the skates with the 4 wheels on them. This is an ice skate. Had to get 75 stitches in his face and came back in less than a period later. Mr. Barron, I do not know you, but I tell you what, if it went down, I'll jump in a foxhole with that guy any day of the week. That is one of the most, for lack of a better term, gangster things I've ever seen in my life.
Play this.
Let's play the clip.
I was injured on a similar sequence like this where I had a slice to my finger.
75.
And you can see it there.
It's man, that's
you see it clipping.
Not
It's
watching
the
it.
skin of
like, so his teammate said it best. It was like he got attacked by a shark. You get 75 stitches in the face.
Wow.
You and Frankenstein, the only people I've ever seen that happen to.
And
you
came
come
back
out and play.
in.
How uplifting does that have to be as a teammate to see that?
This guy needs to go around and counsel some NBA players, I think.
Hey, where's Zion and Ben Simmons? Get these guys together. Let Barron go.
75 to the face?
75 to the face.
Man, built different.
Built way.
He's from
different.
Halifax, Canada, too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, look, those Canadians, man.
Yeah.
Well, some of them.
The hockey players.
The hockey players, at least.
All right, 2 more here. We had a gender reveal that we saw here, a baseball gender reveal. We've seen this, guys. We did tennis rackets and tennis balls with my 2 kids. This one was a baseball one. I just wanted to play this and see what.
Yeah, so she's soft tossing the ball so he can hit the ball. Oh, it's blue smoke. Oh, it's pink smoke, or oh, it's burgundy smoke, or whatever they have now.
Non-binary smoke.
It's non-binary smoke. All right, let's play the clip.
That's a ball. So that's
a ball.
a good
That
eye.
was terrible.
Whiff.
Dude.
Whiff.
Hated
You're
soft
out.
toss.
Whiff. Oh,
You're out.
Ball. Ball. Whiff.
Oh, you're terrible.
Whiff.
Even the dog
Ball.
knows you're bad.
Whiff. Whiff. This
With
is
the
awful.
Rangers, with the Texas Rangers jersey on.
Okay. He's even throwing it up to himself and he can't hit it. Here's what happens. Number one, that would never happen to me because my hand-eye coordination is only topped by Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man. But if that did happen, here's what we do. After I throw it to myself and miss it, everybody give me your phones. Everybody give me your phones. Y'all really love me? Y'all really love me. We need to delete this right now. I'll stomp on this. We'll see the smoke. Everybody will get excited. But the fact that you can't hit that soft toss tells me a couple things. One, the Rangers should probably contact you about wearing that jersey and never allow you back into the ballpark again. It's that bad. Number two, your son will never receive a baseball scholarship, a tennis scholarship, or anything like that. And honestly, if it is a boy, the athleticism is not exactly great in that family. And last but not least, I mean, how do you go to see your boys again after that? Like, do you ever live that down? Like, they've seen it. You know, all his friends have seen it. If I've seen it, they've seen it.
That kid's going to grow up to play for the Rangers. That's how the world works.
Well, I
That's
hope
how
you're
the
talking about
world-
hockey.
That's
I hope
how
you're
the
talking about
world
hockey.
works.
Work at it.
It's just going to happen like
Yeah, I
that.
hope you're talking about hockey.
know?
One,
for sure in baseball.
Thought this was DJ Khaled for a second, going to be honest. Two, you missed the
Another
first one. What you can play it off. Ha ha, just want to see what everybody did. If you miss it again, get a tee.
Yeah.
Put it on a tee. I can tell you this right now. Soft toss is not hard. It's literally probably the easiest way to hit something that's not on a tee. You missed it 7 times.
That's bad.
6 months in jail?
What?
6 months in
You
jail?
don't put this man in jail?
For that? If it was something else, but you're a gender.
6 months in jail for
6
missing-
months.
I don't know. I feel like that's a little
Needed. At least
that's a little extreme.
maybe jail's tough, but 6 months in a batting cage.
6 months in a batting cage.
Practice.
You know,
Just lock him in there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, how are you that bad? I remember I could probably be 4 years old and hit soft top.
Yeah, that's not good.
Last one. Do we have the Michael Jordan reaction? There we go. MJ reaction. Just wanted you to hear the story and maybe we get y'all's thoughts on it.
Okay, go ahead.
I get a call from Michael. I meet him at Sunset Ridge. We played around, beat him for a couple thousand, and I'm getting ready to leave. Now, Bulls are playing that night. They play Cleveland that night. So I'm thinking he's leaving. It's 10 o'clock. He's like, no, let's go play again. We roll around another 18, and I take him for another couple. Now we've been drinking all afternoon. Now he's going from Sunset Ridge to the stadium to play a game. I call my bookie, and all the money you just lost to me, I'm putting on Cleveland tonight. He goes, I'll bet you that we win by 20 points and I have more than 40. I'm like, done. Son of a gun goes out, scores 52, and they win by 26 or something. After 36 holes of golf and having like maybe 10 Bud Lights.
52 after 36 holes of golf. Usually I don't condone guys drinking.
Yeah, what a
alone.
great mentality. What a winning mentality.
Exactly.
It's
52, won by 20.
Yeah, so he's
But
just out
you-
there
yeah.
drinking, gambling.
So you don't like Babe Ruth?
What a winning mentality.
You like Babe Ruth?
No.
That's a lie. You said it on here before. The man walked to the plate with a beer and a glizzy.
Why he didn't play. That's why he didn't play till you're 40.
Yeah.
That part may be true.
You want to talk about just a player having total control of what's going on. I think that's the best way to explain it. When you can do that, you have total control over you're that good. You're to a point where you're so much better than everyone else that you can legitimately control everything. That's how you win 6, right?
That is true.
Right? Like it's who has had more control as one player? Tiger Woods, probably, I would say, as one player over a sport to just be able, hey man, if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling bad, if I'm feeling okay, you don't think I can go out here and drop 40? I'll drop 50, a 52 piece after drinking 10 Bud Lights and playing 36 holes. That's control.
It seems like MJ always had to put this chip on his shoulder. One thing I'd like to know, I'd like to ask Michael Jordan this. Would you have gone out there and still scored 52 if you didn't have the motivation of that wager that day?
Probably not.
You know, how many are you scoring that day if you didn't make that bet? That's what I want to know.
Well, do you get to a point where it's you played long enough where it's not just I have a chip on my shoulder against another guy. It's that I've won so much. I am now. It's like I'll give you an example. Like the way that Jordan, Kirby Smart had his team convinced they were supposed to go 7-5 last year. I mean, Bryce Young's been an underdog his whole life. He was the #1 quarterback in the country, a 5-star coming out of high school. Sometimes you got to do these mental gymnastics to get yourself going when you've been balling for so long. I mean, I just think that's kind of a natural human thing.
Brady, the same way.
I mean,
sometimes chip on your shoulder, gambling problem. What's the...
Some people call it a chip on their shoulder. Some people call it a gambling problem.
What did MJ say? I don't have a gambling problem. I have a competition problem.
Yeah.
I'm trying to beat you.
That's one way to put it.
Get out of the casino. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's like I don't have an eating problem. I just have a food problem.
All right, let's go to Steven. We got any reactions over there? That was the last one.
That was it.
All right, let's go to Stephen Moore. He says, LeBron has a team of nerds guiding his life, which is why he's still playing. The nerds need to get paid. Stephen, what does that even mean?
Steve, I need a little more.
First of all, I love you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Dropped a 500
donation
piece
the other day. You know
day.
what? Never mind. You're right.
Yeah, Steven's right.
You're right.
Like, you donate $500, you're right. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
You're right.
Let's go to Jimbo Eagle. Put LaFlop against the Bad Boys Pistons in '88. He'd be begging to join them the following season.
Well, see, here's
don't
my...
get me started right now.
Here's my thing on the
10
whole...
minutes left in the
Put
show.
LeBron back in there. If you grow up through that era, you play like that era plays.
Sure.
Like, it's not... The game's so different now. It's like saying, all right, well, man, if you add the three-pointer back, that like the game would have changed if you had the three-pointer back then. I feel like that's where we get in the problem of the game has molded LeBron to be soft. Like back then, the game would not let you be soft. Like it's just different eras, right? Like right now, our young people are soft as hell, like compared to back in the day. I mean, we can't even tell which bathroom we're supposed to go in, or I need to go in a safe space, or no, don't let this guy talk because he's going to say things I disagree with. I just think that's our society nowadays.
I
When
agree
did the
with
NBA get soft?
I would
No,
say.
I don't think it's just like to Jake's point. It's a societal thing.
Yeah,
too.
I
And
don't
when
think
guys
it's
are
just the
better
NBA.
at making jump shots and better at making threes, they're playing outside the paint more. You know, even now with the stretch five, you're not even seeing guys go down. We played that Michael Jordan clip the other day, right? From Game 6 of the '98 Finals. The Jazz come down, immediately down to Karl Malone in the low post. You know, that's just how they're trying to run their offense. You don't see that really as much anymore. I don't like to use the word soft. Oh, the NBA writ large is just soft now. I agree with Jake's point on society. After you've had it good for so long, it's just a mentality that takes over. I think LeBron James would have had a different mentality back in the 80s, back in the 90s, and at 6'8", 260?
Can you imagine LeBron
He
with
would have
that
been fine with it. He would have been fine. He would have done fine.
Remember Bron's like early years? How physical that man was when he played
I don't
basketball?
think anybody.
I mean, he came in the league, 02?
Yeah, I don't think anybody is saying that like that. I've watched LeBron play physical. I've watched LeBron block guys. I've watched LeBron, play above the rim and get fouled, going to the rack a lot. I think we're talking about the game in general. A lot of it is the way that it's officiated. I would be stupid now not to take advantage of the rules. It's like, oh boy said during the debates about taxes, don't make the loopholes and I won't use them. It's called being smart. I mean, I want to win. I want to score the most points. So I'm going to take advantage of the rules the way they are.
I also heard something interesting on this topic this week from Paul Pierce and from Paul George. Both of them said the toughest player they ever had to guard in their careers was Carmelo Anthony because of the physicality. They said a lot of guys will go score 30 on you, right? But they want to finesse their 30 these days. So when you play 40 minutes against Carmelo Anthony, you're going to feel that. And I just thought it was interesting because we think about Carmelo being a great shooter and things like that.
Melo was dirty.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was interesting. Paul Pierce and Paul George
It's funny
both
for Paul
said
Pierce
that.
to say that. I mean, he got his ass whooped by LeBron every year except one.
Remember when Paul Pierce got in the wheelchair and then came back out?
Yeah. What has Paul George won? Oh, that's right, nothing. I forgot.
He's not even in the playoffs this year.
Let's go to King Don Sobek. What's up, brother? Wayne Gretzky and his brother are combined for the most goals scored by a brother duo in the NHL. His brother only has 4 goals.
Doesn't matter. He still
It's hilarious.
It's like when they talk about Ben Verlander, who I like. I think he does a great job talking about baseball. Justin's brother faced Justin one time in a professional setting and hit a tank.
He hit a
Hit a tank to right center.
So the rest doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
The rest doesn't matter.
Right when that ball goes over the fence, I'm retired.
Yeah, I'm done. It was a great journey.
Anything to me.
It was a fun journey.
Nothing.
Nighthawk, happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday,
Nighty
Nighthawk.
Eyes'
Birthday.
I believe he's turning the big 3-0, boys.
Wow,
Ooh,
congrats.
hey, call in tomorrow.
Leveling up.
Call in
Yeah, we
tomorrow.
got call-ins tomorrow.
Love it. Let's go to Texas Ed. With the A's moving to Vegas, can the MLB realign to be more regional? Pacific, Southwest, South, Midwest, Great Lakes, New England divisions?
No, I don't think they're going to. They're not adding teams yet. I think you're going to see an expansion team. 2 expansion teams get added after Tampa announces they're building that ballpark in downtown, and then are in where they need to build it. And then the A's moving to Las Vegas. I think you're going to see an expansion team added, and I hope Nashville gets one. Even though y'all know I'm a Braves fan. All right, I'm gonna head over to the board of truth, justice, friendship, lies, and that thing you don't want to tell your parents about, but we all know. Here's what I got tonight: 76ers, Nets. Okay, I'm taking the over at 209. You want to know how I'm taking it? From our friends at DraftKings. You need to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. They are the Booster Club Bet sponsor. And when you do download it and you sign up with code BOOSTER, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose. It's a heck of a deal, but it's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with our code BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. DraftKings, it's the move. All right, like I said, give me the over at 209, Nets, Sixers. Then, using the theory we talked about earlier, the home team that was the favorite, losing the first game of the playoffs in a series, have to win game 2 at home before you go on the road. Give me the Avs and the Maple Leafs both to win tonight. That's at plus 132.
I like
David?
it. The playoff parlay theory. There we go. Let's see what the Constitution has in here today. Like I said, 2-0 last night, but 0-0 mentality. So I'm going to take the Devils and the Golden Knights to even their series. That'll be that's a 2-leg parlay there at plus 191. And then the 76ers Nets over 209.5. That's at minus 110. Game 1 went well over that. Game 2 went well under that. So I'm going to take the over tonight.
All right, Matty Ice, it's his 29th birthday. Excuse me.
Don't miss birthday him.
Like I think I'm like 0-6, like the last 3 days.
It's a new day.
I figured out what was going on.
It's a new day.
They're just out to get me, right?
Who's they?
Them?
Wow.
The
them?
little kids. They have locked in the basement who can see the future.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do you know about those?
The precogs
Yeah.
for Minority Report?
Yep.
Them.
Exactly. Don't know what that means, but
Boy,
we'll
this
go
is
with
taking
it.
a dark
All right,
turn.
give me the Lightning plus 1.5. All right, minus 188. Definitely won't hit. Give me the Jets plus 1.5, minus 196. Dave, you want to know about that one?
What's that one?
What bet that's not going to hit?
Oh, that one. Hold on. Is that game already finished? That one already hit today.
Yeah.
David, hey,
early this morning.
Huge news just came in. David hit both of the hit. They hit the South Tower.
All right.
You're good.
Ace Cone, he's going to take the Warriors minus 5.5 at minus 110 and the Lightning money line at plus 145. And the kid's been hot taking dog bets on the ice.
Yeah.
Really has.
on the
He
ice,
went 1-1 yesterday. It's
Look,
coming
he says he
down to
doesn't
it.
believe in the Maple Leafs.
Look, are we gonna let Scherzer win this month?
No, we can't. He's never allowed.
Trying to get off the schneid.
No.
That's fine. I'll start taking it serious if I have to.
Oh, you'll start taking it serious. That's such. See, I hate.
You hear that, Ben?
I hate when
You
he
hear
does
that, Ben?
I'll start taking it serious.
All right, let's go to Cody W because it equals what?
V.
Equals V. Says Jimbo, I'm a big Pistons fan. The Pistons were great at the beginning of both their careers. LeBron got through the Pistons quicker. It took MJ a lot of years. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I don't know why that rhymed.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you sure that wasn't Dr. Seuss that put that
sorry
in there?
about
But, okay, again, it's two different eras. Like, we're comparing two different Pistons teams. Like, LeBron trying
Why
to
does
go
that
through
even
the...
need to be said?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I just
LeBron...
read the chat, guys. I just read the chat. That's all I do. Don't make this about you.
Well, you put it on the prompter, he'll read it.
They act like LeBron came in and won a championship his first year or something. Didn't happen.
We going down this road?
No, I don't want to go down this road. I don't want to go down
taking
this
the
road.
Cleveland Cavs jersey off and tossing it away and having to do a whole decision thing and go to Miami and form a big
I remember
three.
LeBron
and still
I
lost
remember
to
LeBron
the,
making it out of the first
Mavs.
round.
JJ
By just
Barea.
LeBron. I remember Michael not making it out of the first round until he got Scottie Pippen.
You remember that?
I do.
You remember that?
I do.
That's
You
crazy
remember
because you
that.
weren't born.
Exactly. Talking about precogs. All right. All right. Poll.
Paul.
A little early, but that's fine. The best team in the MLB is the Rays, the Braves, Yankees, or the field.
I'm gonna say I believe in the Booster Club, but not this time. Give me the Rays. They said the Rays. 42%.
You're just trying to make Cone's high water pants. You're just trying to make my pants.
No, I'm saying what they said, not what I
first
said.
of all, David's pants, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm seeing ankle over
Trust
there. I
tree.
like that.
Yeah. Trust tree, baby. Braves. 35%.
The Yankees, 10%.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, that's
Homers.
10% of us. The field, 30%. Rays, 23%. The Braves, 30%.
I should have believed. I hit the 61% yesterday, though. I capped
Just for that,
that one.
Just for that, boys.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to play that. You're going to get our show canceled. All right.
Look, it's a great song from our past.
All right, let's go to Young B. Old Kobe challenged LeBron in the All-Star game. LeBron turned it down, and the challenge got embarrassed by Kobe. I mean, it's an All-Star game.
One-on-one, who you
Who
taking, Kobe or LeBron?
Taking Bron.
I don't know.
Give me the Black Mamba.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Feel like Kobe finds a way.
Yeah.
One of the things is, and you saw this on display last night too, is part of LeBron's game that's so elite is his ability to distribute and pass. One-on-one, he ain't passing to nobody.
Yeah,
so
there's nobody.
Yeah, God, I wish like he had a
We're not
I wish he had a
calling
size advantage. That'd be crazy.
Kobe's six.
So then
Kobe's
Giannis,
what,
Giannis or LeBron. who
Kobe
you
was
taking?
6'6".
Giannis.
Giannis, okay.
Like, you can't compare one-on-ones to see who's better. It's like Jeremy Lin versus Yao Ming. Who you got?
I agree with you, but if the Booster
Muggsy
Club,
Bogues,
if the
yeah,
Booster
me.
Club wants to go down that road, we'll entertain them.
That's funny.
Let's go to Chris E. says Jake doesn't believe in the Booster Club. Wow.
No, that's not what I said.
Shame him.
That's not
Shame.
what I said.
Shame. Shame.
No, don't CNN me. Don't CNN me on here. That's not what I said. I said in that poll, I believe that the Booster Club would have picked the Rays. Because we don't have just Braves fans in there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to spread the love here. Chris E.
Let's go to Cal Kenny. A little over-under action here. Ben Simmons would be sitting out 30 years if he got 75 stitches to the face.
Is
he ever play another basketball?
Ben Simmons would do something drastic.
First of all, I don't know if he's going to play another game anyway. Forget the stitches.
Like, can I say something?
Please.
Because I've really actually thought this. Is Ben Simmons going to be the first male in the WNBA? I think it's true.
Look to your right.
I think it's. If there was any player that I think would do it, it'd be Ben Simmons. Would put a wig on and go over there and be the greatest.
What? No, don't put a wig on.
Would you play as Blaine Crain or would you play as Dylan Mulvaney?
I hope you know me and your pants hate you today.
I don't know if that was the greatest answer for what.
I feel like that's a
Love
perfect
that, Blaine.
answer.
Did not love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, spectator number 3.
Anytime.
God.
Henchman
You come in on my side one time.
arbitrarily turning
God.
heads.
Ever since they wanted to play the gaffer, you just
I have before.
stalling.
Oh, man.
All right, make sure you
Great show, guys.
make sure you subscribe. Follow us on all social medias. Also, Daily Wire Plus, Real Daily Wire. Check us out. Got fantastic content. You can find a ton of stuff there. Shout out to the Booster Club. Really appreciate you guys as usual. And like the chances of Oakland being where the A's play anymore, we're gone.